Right, hello everyone. We'll begin to draw this to a conclusion now. I don't know whether anyone wants to respond with anything that you've discovered, any questions that you've got at this stage. Okay, so if we kind of bring this together in an educational sense, so there are two ways of gluing all these bits together. The first of those is through Microsoft Teams, and to some extent that's replicated by integration of Office with LMS, so stuff like Canvas gives you some integration within there. Another way of gluing the bits together is to use the notebook. So if I share the notebook with you, so we're back into class notebook here, and what I've done is to take both the form and the sway that we looked at earlier and embed those on a page within the notebook, so that you can see that you can use these applications together in different ways. If you are building a topic notebook or a subject notebook for your students, you can create your sway presentations and embed the links as visual links on the page. So as soon as you click go to this sway, it will transfer you to the sway, and you can see that you can also embed the forms on a page. So you could have a complete content and assessment unit within a page or section of a class notebook. So you could add additional content onto this page, photographs, tables, text, etc. Have the assessment embedded at the end, and when the students complete the assessment, then the results of their work on that page would come straight back to you. Now that works quite nicely as a kind of pedagogic process when you're working in classrooms with students normally. So it works as a kind of independent study and homework methodology. It also means that you can embed content from the lesson so that students could revisit the lesson. So for example, if you recorded off your interactive classroom screen, you could embed the videos onto class notebook pages. So it's really good for revisiting, reinforcement, revision notes, all of those kinds of things work really well in this format. But of course it also works for remote learning. So if you have students not in college or school because of COVID-19 or any other reason, you can begin to build your lessons in their class notebooks and deploy it out to each of them so that they've got essentially a simple e-learning course built within class notebook. So to embed these, all I did was within Sway get a visual link for Sway and then paste it onto the page. And using the insert menu here, you can see that you can insert forms, and when you click that, it brings up this side dialog down here. So any forms that you've already created will appear here and you can add them in. Alternatively, if you want to work fresh within the notebook, then you can click new form or new quiz. What I want to do is just show you that working in Teams for the student view. So if I go to my class notebook where I've actually got students in, once we deploy pages out, so as a teacher, I can now go into my students' notebooks, and you can see that they've got the sections here that were set up originally. So if we go into each section, I'll be able to see any work that they've done. So here is their volcanoes. I've set them some work and deployed the page out on volcanoes to to the students, and on the bottom is a table which they can fill in. I'll just scroll down to it. So they could be filling in the examples here on their page, and then I can see the work that they're doing. It might be that they're just free writing, or they're building their own notebook page there. Similarly, if they complete a form that I've deployed to them, then that will come back to me in the responses and my forms list. So it will all be collated there. So working all of this together is very useful. The other place in Teams that you can glue things together is in assignments, where you can create assignments, and this is a simple system. So if I wanted to deploy a quiz out, I can click quiz, and it will let me see any quizzes that I've already created in the account, and I could deploy that quiz out to my students. Alternatively, I can create a new assignment, and I can add resources from the assignment. And if I wanted that to be a sway, I could choose a link, paste the link to the sway in, and then pump the sway out for them all to watch as an assignment, as a homework item. So class notebook and assignments working together. To use assignments, you've got to be working in teams, which is another lesson altogether. But class notebook, as I indicated, you can use independently directly out of your Office 365 account, simply by selecting it from your list of applications. So I would recommend using class notebooks to begin to build up content library related to different topics for your class, each section being a new topic in the subject. Add your students in so that they've each got their own exercise book version, and then you can use the manage page function to push those out. And to be creative, you can embed PowerPoint, sways and forms and Word documents into the notebook so that everything's linked in one place. If you've got stuff stored on SharePoint, you can also provide them with links to documents that are in SharePoint in the background to Microsoft Teams. So it all works together, it's all cohesive, and you can build this up slowly over a year and then reuse it year on year, because you can copy your whole notebook across to a new set of students later in the year. Okay, so that just about brings to a close my presentation. I don't know if anyone's got any further questions that they want to ask, either through the chat, or you could use the hands up and call in. Okay. Right, hopefully you've found that useful. I know there's an evaluation form, but if before you go you want to leave any comments for me in the chat, that would be great for some instant feedback. And with that, then I'll sign out, and I'll wish you well. What I'll do is I'll just hang on for a bit in case any individuals want to speak after the rest of us have left. So okay, goodbye to everyone, and have a good year. Bye.